Get you baited.
Roll intro. Shit, we don't have the budget for that. Nick isn't going to take the time to edit that. Hey, it's me, not the CFO of this podcast, your boy Benji. Joining me as always is Nick and Tate. Hey guys. And I'm sorry, I'm going to get to asking you how you're doing. We have a special guest. Hey, it's the first time we feature a guest.
Hey!
We have a guest on this podcast.
Hey!
This is a friend of ours, and she frequents our Discord a lot. Everyone, say hello to Abby.
Hi, Abby.
Hi.
Hey, Abby. Hello.
Do you have to let everyone know you're Italian? It's me, Abby.
I guess. No, sorry. Hi, everyone. My name's Abby.
Hi, Abby.
That's all you're giving us. Like, come on, we're almost out of content. That's why we're bringing you in.
Put her on the
Fluff it
spot.
I'm
What's the 411?
Thank you for inviting me on today's episode. I'm very excited to be here and nervous, but more excited. So,
What you
are y'all
drinking?
Oh,
No, I have
she's flipping the script.
Oh,
shit.
I'll go.
Oh, God.
I'm
right.
drinking I'm drinking a Blue Moon, a Belgian white Blue Moon.
Basic.
It's my favorite beer, Tate. All right. Wow.
change his
Way to
statement.
insult me. It's not basic.
You-
This isn't
do you
even
have
a
an
craft beer.
orange?
Or it is a craft beer.
It's not craft beer.
It's a craft beer.
That is
No,
not,
it's not.
No, that is not craft.
It's
Do you have an orange? Yes, no.
it's in a bottle. So no, I do not have an orange.
Can't.
What do you mean I can't? I'm
No.
literally doing it.
It's like a
Slice
Corona
it
without
orange.
lime.
Yeah.
Didn't you
Did put
literally
the
do that
lime
on
in
a
the
couple
bottle?
a couple episodes
No,
ago?
I don't remember.
Tate?
I don't remember that happening.
I'm pretty sure you said you would. Yeah, no,
I
you definitely
don't
were.
think that happened.
100%.
No, I don't think so.
I'll edit it in where you said you were. Right here.
I mean, you probably can't because there is no evidence of that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm drinking. Tate, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a nice artisanal Bud Light.
As always.
Nice.
Never
Classic.
change.
Benji, what you drinking?
So I have a tall glass of some spiced rum, amaretto, and Coke.
What kind of rum?
Bacardi Oakart from a plastic handle. So, only the best. All right, it's a good bang for your buck.
Very classy.
spiced rum. It's a good bang for your buck. I mean, it's not my favorite is Liberty Tree. But nah. But Abby, hey, what are you drinking over there?
Hey. Well,
Hey.
I am
Hey, wow.
drinking.
Listen.
I am drinking a deliciously sweet Roscato red wine, gold edition, which means it cost me $2 more
Oh.
and has 2% more alcohol in it than the regular.
Oh.
in case you wanted to know
Worth.
what you mean.
Basic.
Yeah.
What color is the bottle?
It is
Boxed? Please tell me it's boxed.
Oh, it's not. I said it was gold edition. Dang.
So
It is a black and gold bottle.
Ooh,
Black as the
I was
primary
hoping
with-
you'd say gold.
Gold detailing.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is a sweet red wine. It classifies as a sparkling red, which I don't get because it's not sparkling, but maybe it's talking about its sparkling personality and delicious sweet notes.
So I have a question about wine that you'll
Sure.
probably know more than I will.
Probably
Is
not,
but
but
go
so
ahead.
like a pink barefoot Moscato, is that red or a white wine?
That is white. So Roscato typically means it's a classification of a sweet red, and then Moscato is a sweet white, typically.
Okay,
Yes.
Get
so
learned.
I personally,
I did.
when I drink wine, I like sweet wine.
You know why I got learnt? Because
Why?
Abby here's a teacher. She teaches things.
Oh shit. You're just gonna out
Cat's
me
out of the
like
bag.
that?
Cat's out of the bag.
That smooth transition.
Yeah.
Not any smoother than this Roscato Gold
Oh my
sponsored.
God.
Ooh, that's gravy.
You should mix it with some ocean spray.
Oh, ocean spray.
It's a proven fact that anything mixed with ocean spray is delicious.
True.
Because
Abby, if you were a flavor of ocean spray, what flavor would you be?
Ooh, you know, you have to start with the hard questions at the start of today. Ooh.
yeah,
I would say on most days I am a delicious grape crayon.
Ooh.
grape crayon.
Grape and
Right.
cranberry.
You lead
mix.
with crayon. You lead with crayon.
Crayon grape. I'm
Crayon
sorry.
grape.
Crayon grape.
Get it right here.
Because
Big
I would
brother,
say,
big brother's watching.
I would say, I am a good mix of, little tart, little sweet,
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Little something, something.
Nice.
Like a sweetheart.
Like a sweet tart, like a Sour Patch Kids,
First or sweet?
Sour, sweet. So, no.
Oh,
You're not salty as Nick.
I mean that's me. I'm sour and then I'm sourer. So.
Sour first.
And
Yeah.
then I'm sweet for a millisecond, and then I'm sour again.
and then I'm sour again. Work through all the layers.
So yes, I'm a teacher. That is my chosen career, surprisingly.
What do you teach? And I guess what grade level?
So currently, I am teaching 8th grade civics. For those of you who don't know, that's like what it means to be a citizen, American government, basically,
Yeah.
in a simpler form. But I have a license to teach 5th through 12th, and I specialize in history and social studies.
Ooh. So are you
So I'm a nerd.
So are you a full-time teacher or are you a substitute teacher? Like what?
Yeah. So currently I am a they call it a long-term substitute. So that's typically obviously you're taking a position for a long term and it's one class as opposed to, bouncing around to different classrooms.
Yeah.
So right now I'm covering a maternity leave. So for the next 3 months I am the teacher of this class, which is pretty cool.
I probably
Would you be classified as the cool substitute? Be honest with yourself.
No, because I feel like the difference between the difference between a long-term sub and just a regular substitute teacher is that substitute teacher you're there for a day, so you get to kind of just dick around and do whatever. You don't have to deal with the repercussions. Whereas I am there every day with the same kids, and I have to deal with the repercussions.
You hear
I
that,
make the
substitute
messes.
teachers? All you do
Yeah.
is dick around.
All you do is flip your feet, play the movie, and
Yeah.
say, "Shut up until lunch."
You don't do
Maybe a
shit.
worksheet. Ooh.
So
Abby's
teaching-
out here making enemies.
Yeah. Get shit on, substitute teachers.
Yeah, hire me.
Yeah.
Here's my school spring account. Wink, wink.
So you teach civil what?
Engineering.
Civil engineering?
Yes, to 8th graders.
So as an 8th grade me, I definitely was not paying attention in your class. I'm sorry.
I would have loved your class.
That sounds like Tate.
Yeah, Tate would have been star student, gold star, teacher's pet, raised his hand for every question, which therefore I would not call him because he raised his hand for every question. Yeah.
So
No, I'll stop you when you're wrong.
Oh.
Tate was that guy in class. Actually,
Well, actually,
Pushes up glasses that he doesn't have. Actually.
I do wear glasses.
he pulls a pair out of his his chest pocket.
His satchel.
essential. He's got like an Indiana Jones little.
Yeah.
Satchel.
and
He
that's
has,
what
likes to
he
keep
he
calls
has
his
to
artifacts
he has
in.
to announce that it's not a merce.
He's like,
not a
actually,
purse.
it's not a satchel. It's a scholarly side bag.
It's a handbag.
Indiana Jones has one.
Tate was the guy where, like, if the teacher forgot to collect the homework, Tate was the guy. We actually had homework.
No, I was not.
Are you gonna take this?
Don't,
I did really good on it.
Tell lies.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Don't tell
Tate.
lies about me.
So if you know who Tate is and you went to school with him and you know this is true, just send us something on the Twitter page. All your griefs towards Tate would be much appreciated.
Jarrett.
I don't even think he listens.
No, probably not.
Props not.
So what made you? What'd you do before teaching, and like what got you into the teaching career? I guess.
So, I've known pretty much for as long as it is important to know what you want to do, that I wanted to be a teacher. I remember like way back in the day, I was like, I want to be a marine biologist because I'm good at science and math. And then it's like, oh, that's not super realistic. um,
Yeah.
I mean, to all you marine biologists out there, good for you. You did what I couldn't. So snaps and claps, go save the turtles. But I was always really good in school. You know, I was that student, straight A, never had a bad day, always raised their hand. So, Tate. I was Tate.
Wow.
We're the same.
I like that none of us knew Tate in high school, yet we're just throwing him into this stereotype like
Yeah.
like we did.
He did say he'd stop us when we're wrong. So,
It's true.
So I always loved school. I love learning new things. And so that was part of it, is that, just my love for learning. History was always my favorite subject. I don't know, it really interested me, just learning about people and past events. I just thought it ruled.
What kind of history did you like?
Huh?
What kind of history did you like growing up?
The
So,
past kind.
Yeah. The ones that happen in yonder years, the old years of yore. So yonder years of yore.
The on years of your.
Well, like, I think it's typical when you're in like K through 12 grades. Like, people say, "Oh, I really like U.S. history," or "I like the World Wars," or that aspect, because I feel like that's what a lot of primary school focuses on. So at the time, I would probably say U.S. history. As I went through college, obviously colleges have a lot more, branches of history to offer you, more like concentrated things. So in my college years, I got interested in anything from, art history to modern Middle East history to women and gender studies, to cultural history, just everything. So I really expanded my horizons from just like, oh, U.S. history and World War I and II, to just, the idea of humans intermingling with humans and, cause and effect, and how we all just ended up on this big rock together, and how we consistently just, get in each other's way, is basically what history is, if you wanted it in a watered down sense. So yeah, so I'm super, I don't know, I just have this thirst for learning and, knowing more, and just learning.
Thirst for learning.
And thirst for learning. Brought to you by Oceans.
Oceans. She's doing our job better than we do.
Yeah, I know, right?
She's learning quick.
Yeah. Please write to us in the one with the boys email and say if you want me to come back.
Oh my god. Guys, we're not even telling her these plugs. Jesus Christ.
She just knows.
In case you guys can't tell, I have listened to the other podcast. Those of you at home, I do listen to the podcast.
I'm so sorry.
No, I love it. Not just saying that because I'm on it. Obviously, not like putting.
There's
this
no
plug
way to
in.
prove it. You're digging us in a hole.
So anyway, So that's where my niche is, just in nerdiness for all things history and people and everything. But what about you guys? I know school seems like forever ago, especially high school, middle school for some of us. But did you guys have a favorite subject in school?
Does recess count?
Lunch,
Gym.
Yeah.
Wow.
study.
Science was probably the only one I got interested in, unless it started getting
What kind?
math related. Physical science, like the periodic table, I liked. I don't know, like that
Okay.
kind of stuff, like fun science, not like boring science.
Like science you can like replicate, so like things that you can do experiments with.
Exactly.
And, like,
Yeah.
work with.
Yeah, like friction and like momentum, like you could do like fun experiments with like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you
in
can.
class. Yeah.
Let me tell you about that. Let me
Those were
tell
my
you about
favorite.
that
Little
drag.
little kid Nick loved that kind of shit because I like
Little Nick.
little Nicky. I like to learn by doing and seeing, and not by like listening to some person
Smelling and
just
touching. Yeah.
blah in front of a chalkboard. So I had a history class where his name was Mr. Rogers, and there was nothing to look at, nothing to draw on. It was just him talking. And then to make it even worse, our tests were like he would ask the question. He would give us a little like slim sheet of paper with like 10 answer lines, and he would just ask the question, and then you'd have to answer it. You had nothing to like, you couldn't look at your notes. Like I flunked that test multiple times. That the whole class, I hated it. But yeah.
What?
And it was a history class too. Oh my god, I hated that guy. And my mom hated him too. He was the
My
worst.
people are letting me down. I'm so sad.
He was so cocky about everything too. And he told me he killed like 27 people, and I don't know if that's true or not.
Yes.
Like,
God.
I'm
What
serious. I know.
What kind of school did you go to?
Dude.
How old were you? Where did you teach
This was
yourself
this
you
was
killed
high
27
school,
people?
so this was like
What?
sophomore year. But still, like,
By the way,
he was a hard
here's
ass.
my
I
here's my
hated his
body
class.
count.
Yeah.
Wait, are you?
Take notes
How
or
did
you
he
end up on
phrase
the
it?
list.
Did he say body count? Because
he did not say body count. He just said he's killed 27 men.
Was he a gamer?
damn.
I don't know, man. But if he
Yeah, was
if
that like
if,
his Call of Duty
gaming,
score, or?
yeah, if gaming's what he's talking about, like I've got thousands more than him. So
Oh wow. Hey, Nick's teachers from the past, if you're listening to this.
1v1 me
1v1
gulag.
him.
Let's go, Mr. Rogers.
Snipes
Cyber
only.
Come at me.
Mr. Rogers in your fake ass neighborhood.
It's about to not be a wonderful day in the
I
neighborhood.
will not be your neighbor.
Put that sweater down. Hey.
Benji, what about you?
So, what was really funny is I'm a couple years younger than my sister, and of course go to the same high school and whatnot. She freaking killed high school, like destroyed. She was really high up in her class, and then in comes me, and not gonna lie, I was a smart ass, and so
What?
yeah, so I had one history teacher. I had her for multiple classes, but the first time I had her was U.S. history. And so, first day, of course. Oh, like so and so. Raise my hand here. Oh, are you related to? And I'm like, yeah, that's my sister. And she's like, oh, she's amazing. So like, she gets high hopes from me. Man, I was like a little shit. I would always like scoff at things and know the answer. Like none of the kids in the class were dumbasses, and so I would just be like, "Pff, "It's so obvious. Like the answer is Atlanta." There's like some fucking stupid shit, and she got really tired of my smart assness, and she knew that I did things last minute, but all right, favorite courses. Gotta be science. I mean, I got into engineering and whatnot, but It
Oh,
had to
yeah.
be science. I mean, I was kind of like Nick. I was all into the like hands-on and not so much theoretical, but just things that you could easily explain. I thought stuff was really cool. Got into like a couple science clubs and whatnot. But I was also the weird, awkward, kind of outsider kid. I knew all of everyone, but not everyone really like knew me. I also looking back, I'm ashamed. I wore like, I didn't give a shit, like look wise. I had mean sideburns. I wore band tees and cargo shorts. And
Nice.
looking back, it's like, huh, that's why I did not get any interest from the other side. Huh.
Huh.
What
Well,
about you,
how
Tate?
about that?
What was your favorite course?
Um,
If you say history,
so my favorite course was history. Though it was
Yeah,
probably
same
history or
here.
U.S. government, which is not surprising whatsoever. But no, freshman year, like I actually hated history coming into high school. Um, and then freshman year, you had to take this kind of all-encompassing world history class, and there was this teacher who was Mrs. DeBross, and everyone fucking hated her because she was so difficult. Um, and like we get into the class, and it was obviously very hard. She was a very difficult grader. We had maps, and if we didn't shade correctly, we would lose points.
oh my gosh.
Oof.
Wow.
Like, yes, and actually, because of our class, because the amount of parents that complain about some of her bullshit, she wasn't allowed to teach freshmen anymore.
Yeah, that's the kind of
Um,
teacher that my mom would come after. My mom would be like,
yeah,
excuse me? This is horse
but
shit. Go ahead.
while her tests and homework were like incredibly fucking difficult and very nitpicky, she was probably one of the best lecturers I think I had in high school. So while I didn't do very well in her class, um, the just I really started to love history, like just the way that she told everything, because she obviously knew what she was talking about very well. She was just not the best
Bad at it.
of grader. Yeah,
Right.
but
Sounds to me she should have been like a professor, like in college rather than teaching,
Yeah,
high
and
school level.
that's kind of how I viewed Mr. Rogers. Like he shouldn't have been teaching the way he was in high school. He should have been teaching the way he was in college.
Right.
yeah, um, yes, I also really loved engineering too, but that's just because I like to do stuff hands on, and when I try to do it in college, it was more theoretical. So I went into political science. Yeah.
Nice.
And hence
Wait,
why we weren't surprised Tate loved history the most.
So
But
just because you teach civil engineering,
let's
what's your
let's
favorite course?
so I'll just correct that right now, because I'm a
Fluids.
teacher. Yeah, gonna correct you. Let me get my red pen.
Oh my
Um,
god.
yeah. So I teach civics, first of all, not the car, not Honda Civics. I teach civics, which is basically like government. Um,
Oh, that makes sense.
no. um, so my favorite, do you mean my favorite course to teach or my favorite course to learn
Both.
or
Let's go with
both?
both. Yeah.
Both.
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 With an L in there.
With an L.
Both.
Both.
Both. Don't knock my accent. I'm not an English teacher for a reason. Um,
Yeah, that's my line.
Yeah, because you're not from
a
England.
teacher at all.
Yeah, Benji, why would that be your line?
Heck.
No, like I always say, I'm not an English major because everyone
Oh, okay.
makes fun of me.
You're right.
Um,
that
so,
flop.
my my teaching experience is limited, so I'll do it based off what I know. So I'm teaching 8th grade civics now. I have taught high school world history as well as high school U.S. history. So I will say probably I enjoyed teaching US history the most. I think just because a lot of kids get really into it. There's just a lot more to bring to the table that like kids can relate to because it's US based. So, you could do a lot of local projects or things to compare and contrast within today's culture. So teaching wise, I just find it has a lot more student participation in it because they look forward to it. Even my 8th graders now, they tell me they're like, "I can't wait to take US history in high school." It's like, well, you take civics, so deal with it.
Wow, way to just
Deal with
crush
it.
dreams.
Again, hire me. Here's middle
Yeah.
school spring. But I will say learning. Oh, it's so tough. I don't know if it's cliche to say I love it all, but I really do because I just love every piece of history for different reasons. Like I think that's one of the reasons, not to like knock the other subjects, but one of
So
the
you,
reasons I love
so you love
history the
all of
most.
history, or
Just all of
all of the
history.
subjects?
All of history.
Okay.
So I would say history is my favorite. That's why I chose it. I excelled in other subjects. Like I was really good in math and English, but it just like I was just good at it because I was good at it, not because I loved it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I was good at math, but I didn't love math. I didn't go look forward to going to math. I just happened to be good at it. But history, I loved it and I was good at it. So,
I guess one thing
why?
nice about history is like it's never gonna change. Like math, like different math
False.
processes might change.
False.
What do you mean?
False. The
History's gonna change?
interpretation of history.
Yeah, history does change, Nick.
Get destroyed.
What?
That's the fun part.
The interpretation of history.
They find new
Yeah.
evidence
Yes.
for stuff.
Yes.
So,
Like,
all right. So, if some dude has a transcript, right,
Sure.
and it says like Mesopotamia never existed, but some whack job just spread the word, so now we think that Mesopotamia was a thing, but now we discover this transcript that completely destroys that argument or that story. History changes, my friend.
It's highly unlikely, but sure.
But I think
I'm
that's
just saying,
that's
it
the
can.
good part. I
Yeah.
I know what Nick's saying, but I think that is both a strength too. Is that it's exciting, for people who like history. Is you think
Yeah,
you
I
know it
mean,
all, but then you don't. Like
yeah, I mean
things
that
could
is
new things
exciting.
come up. Yeah, but uh, I mean, loving history is not enough, right? Like to be a history teacher, you have to love more than the subject. Obviously, by what you guys said, by your teachers, some of them they may love history, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily good teachers.
Yeah.
There's a clear distinction. But for me, at least, becoming a teacher was something very personal. So I kind of going back to what we said before, the reason I became a teacher was, one, I chose history because I loved it, but I chose teaching history because I had a very, here, cue the, sad violin music. I had a very rough teenage years. And so going to school was kind of like my sanctuary, being there and being comfortable with something that I'm good at. And I found a lot of comfort with teachers I had that were, very supportive. Uh, I was just happy to see them all the time because they loved their jobs. And when you see someone that loves, teaching, then it makes you want to learn as a student. So I kind of took that and thought that was really cool. And I thought it would be cool if someday, I could be that kind of light in another kid's life like me who's going through a tough time and, hopefully make their day just a little bit better. So
Yeah.
that that's where I am. As sappy as that
aw.
sounds, but I think that's how it should be,
That's noble.
You're gonna make me cry. No, but that's awesome. I was in Abby's words, a little shitter. Probably in all of school, honestly. Like, I was the kind of guy that just like I skated through. I got like C's, every now and then a B, every now and then a D. Like I just got through. I survived school. but I wasn't one of the popular kids, but I wasn't one of the like outsiders either. I just kind of like mingled with all the different kinds of groups. Like I knew of everyone, and I don't know if everybody knew of me. I was just kind of like there. I didn't do any like major activities. Like I played soccer in high school, but I didn't play for the school. I played rec soccer indoor. So like I wish I got more involved in some of those activities, but that was pretty much it. I mean, my favorite classes were like videography and
Damn.
like wood shop. I loved videography and wood shop. Because I mean, I basically like my senior year, I had both those classes, and then I had American Sign Language too in high school, and like I felt like I was just going to school to like hang out. Like it was that fun. I just really enjoyed my senior year. A lot of people I feel like didn't enjoy their high school years, and I would go back in a heartbeat, honestly, just to see all my friends and experience it again. What about you guys?
So, actually, I want to go back to you first.
Okay.
I'm actually like I've asked you what you were like in high school beforehand.
Yeah.
So like I knew that you kept saying, and I asked some of your friends from high school who are also in our Discord, because
Yeah,
I definitely pegged you as popular.
Really?
Yes,
And
like
that's who I would peg Benji too. So I was surprised when he said
What?
that's why. Yeah, I was surprised when you were like, yeah, I was kind of like one of the outsiders. I wore
well,
like
you both have this like addicting personality to be around. So like that's
That's changed.
well, yeah.
I'll explain it during my turn.
I would say like I got along with all the football players. Like I fit in, but I didn't have a clique. Like I talked to all those people. I was like acquaintances with all of them, but I never really was like really close friends with a certain clique. And I mean, you can ask most of my high school friends too. I think they'd probably say the same thing. Like Phil, Robbie, Eric, like we all kind of had the same situation. I feel like. But yeah,
you feel like.
I feel like.
He
feel
was
like-
just vibing. Sounds like
We
he was
did.
just vibing.
Yeah, I was just vibing.
Yeah.
I was just there, coasting along the high school shores,
Living the life.
living the life. I wish I was more
Benji.
involved. So, if any kids are listening in high school, just get involved.
You
I don't know
people
about
always
that.
say that in retrospect, and then there's always old crusty people like us telling them, learn from my mistakes, do more, and then they're just like we were, and they're like not listening, and they don't care, and they just do what they want, and then the
I
cycle
wouldn't say
repeats.
that.
Really?
I wouldn't say be more. I'd just say do you. Some people like college and like find themselves in college more than high school.
That's true.
Um,
What about you, Tate? Did you find yourself in college or in high
Did you
school?
find
Who were you?
yourself?
Who are you, Tate?
so yeah. I don't even know. Who was I in high school? So, I guess for those of you who don't know, I'm a very large stature individual. So like and that always has gravitated attention to me, but I hate being the center of attention. So like in middle school and high school, I dealt heavily with like self-confidence issues. And like I remember being fairly intelligent and like I'd know like a lot of like the answers to a lot of stuff, but I was always scared to answer or anything. So like well, I didn't have like very many good friends in middle school. It wasn't until high school that I actually started getting some friends and like I made lifelong friends. Like friends I still hang out with today. Like I was in a couple of my high school friends' weddings. I'm an uncle to two of their children. But as for like cliques, no. I was a marching band kid.
Hell
But-
yeah.
What would you play?
Yeah. What'd you play?
I played.
Wait, can we guess?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead,
Tuba.
Okay.
Clarinet.
Abby. Go ahead.
Everyone had their answers too quickly.
I just like the word
Do,
tuba.
do, 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 do,
You were the
do,
French
do,
horn.
do, do. So, ironically, Nick was somewhat correct.
Oh,
I did marching band from freshman to junior year, and I did sousaphone, which is marching tuba,
Oh.
Yep.
in
yeah.
junior year. But for my first 2 years, I did various forms of saxophone.
Ooh.
Gonna say saxophone.
Dude, can you throw
Um,
down like a saxophone solo in one of the episodes?
Give me some
oh
like
God,
Kenny G
no,
did.
Come
no.
on. That would
I-
be so
Yo, can
good.
you do some careless whisper?
Yes, that's what I was
Yes.
gonna say.
Some like Ron Swanson kind of shit.
oh my God.
Don't copyright this.
I'd pay money.
Demonetized already.
I was too on point with my.
But yeah, but so, back to what I was saying before we get into
Yes.
getting me to do saxophone solos. No, I really didn't have any clicks. Luckily for most of my classes throughout high school, I had one of my core group of friends, so we'd just hang out with them. I guess I'd be the gamer, like in the gamer
Yeah.
clique. Yeah,
Well, I didn't know gamer
Benji.
had a click. I would have been in the gamer click.
Yeah. Maybe your high school just wasn't cool enough to have a
Yeah,
gamer clique.
maybe.
You know.
I did play football senior year though,
Oh wow.
and lettered.
Did you like football?
Jeez.
Yeah, I played football in elementary school and middle school, and then
And then you're seeing.
I didn't really. Yeah, and then my senior year in high school, my band teacher really wanted me to do marching band into high school, so I quit football to do marching band because they're at the same time. And yeah, and then I found out that the band teachers were all kind of assholes. So yeah,
That's
I feel
unfortunate.
like
Took
that
me-
is the. I feel
took
like
me
that is
3
the
years
cool
to like
thing.
stop, to like go to like just finally be done with it, especially since one of my best friends, his name is Austin, played quarterback on the football team, and like every year it was, hey Tate, you're gonna like try out for football this year. And like the football coach was like the assistant athletic director, so he would see me out in the hallway, and he would even like, he'd be like, "So, young man, you want to play football?"
That's
Young
awesome.
man,
Hey, son,
Young
wanna
man.
play football?
care to
I
join the
said,
line?
young man.
Benji, what were you like in high school?
So
A big nerd.
Little shit.
I was a little bit of everything, which is kind of
Emo.
like, oh, I mean a little bit. So like I played sports throughout high school. Freshman, sophomore year, I played soccer and lacrosse. Junior year, I played varsity lacrosse, and didn't see eye to eye with the coach, so I quit. And I mean, I also had an ongoing injury. I mean, I was like involved academically on the honor
Bitchitis.
roll and
Was that
whatnot.
your
Honestly, looking back, I had a little bit of bitchitis. Like I had opportunities to do things, and I just made excuses. And I mean, I regret it. I wish I did a lot more kind of stuff. But I almost got recruited by the debate team because
oh
so me and my
Why?
friend would just argue in the middle of class over random stuff.
yeah.
And so it was in the class of the debate dude. And so he comes up and he's like,
Hey,
"Hey,
you're a
wanna
little
join?"
shit.
Yeah, like, hey, we could use you on the debate team. And I was like, it sounds interesting. But then I found out that you actually have to do like research and have valid arguments. You kind of just can't bullshit. And so I was like, nah, that ain't for me.
Yeah.
But and then it's I mean it's kind of funny that you say that I would be like popular. Oh, another thing is my sister was she was friends with a lot of captains of sports teams, and then she was a captain. And so when I would be walking out to practice, like freshman year for instance, right? I'd be walking out to practice, and my sister was the captain of the field hockey team, but she also knew the captain of the gymnastics team. and she told them to have, while they were warming up, while I'm passing by to go to practice, to have everyone turn at me and say hi. Like, hi,
Oh,
Ben.
no.
And so, like, that happens, and the people around me are like, what the hell happened? Because they knew me in middle school and I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know many people. So, like, what the fuck happened? It's like, dude, networking, man.
Did you earn like
But,
big like creds with
yeah,
like people?
but then I mean, I really came out of my shell in college where I started kind of doing stuff and getting involved. And my parents were so surprised because I'd be walking by campus and people would say hi to me and I'd be like shaking hands and giving high fives and stuff. And they're like, what happened to our son?
Wow. He's not a loser
They were
anymore.
proud. Yeah, they were
Whoa.
proud. But like, no, it was, I mean, kind of going back to the thing, like, I do wish I was more involved in high school, but I mean, I am who I am now based on what happened. So I mean, I guess I can't really. But yeah, I do wish I did more. But
I feel that.
but yeah, I
Like,
don't really talk to anyone from high school though. I only keep track of a couple people. But no, it was good. I kind of cruised by.
Yeah.
I did get good grades, but I was kind of a smart ass about it. I was like, if I'm doing good, it really doesn't matter how I get to the end
How I
result.
do good.
right.
I
Even if he has to cheat and steal all the way.
Also,
I
bless my mom for running to Staples like the night before, being like, "Oh, I need like a trifold." Fucking display board, by the way.
oh, there's a project due literally tomorrow. I need to go get these supplies.
That guy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'd ace it, but man, she would be stressed.
My the more I think about it, I was probably more into like the geek clique because I every Friday we'd go and like we'd walk down to the comic book store and we'd play Magic the Gathering.
Nerd.
Wow.
We'd play games and
Fucking nerd.
during lunch, me, Phil, and Robbie, we'd run because my house was walking distance from the school, so we'd walk all the way during lunch. We had an hour, so we'd walk to my house, play like the new Gears of War that came out, and then we'd walk back to school. We just eat like a frozen pizza or something at my house. It was great.
Damn.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow.
Sounds like a nice
Alright.
life.
Right?
Weird flex, but okay.
That was high school.
Abby, what
though.
were you like in
you
high
could-
school?
Yeah, Abby.
Yeah. Me. So I was I'm kind of in the same park as you guys, as like wishing I did more. Although you guys said, "Oh, I wish I did more," and then Tate's like doing every instrument, every sport. He's
Yeah,
doing like all these
Tate.
things, and Benji's doing.
I
These
also
things
played
in every
volleyball all
sport.
4 years.
Oh my. So like you guys say that, but you actually still did more than me. So I would say I'm like very try and true of like I actually do wish I'd done more. So like I said earlier, I was like a very good student. Like I excelled. I took a lot of higher classes, and my parents, they wanted me to do AP, so like college level stuff in high school, and I was like, no, I don't want the heavy workload. I just want to do my own thing, and kind of like my laziness got the best of me with that. I probably could have handled it academically. I just was lazy and being a kid. Looking back, I wish I would have done AP just for, basically free money, like getting college credits for free and like challenging myself
Education
more.
connection.
Yeah.
Uh,
Our next plug, get connected for free.
With Education Connect.
That even still a thing.
Yes.
I don't know. Someone look that up while
Get
I
connected
talk about
for
myself.
free with Education Connection. All right. go
I
ahead.
went on the internet. All right, demonetized.
Oh,
Um,
they're not gonna come for us. You
I'll
think
just
they
you're
throw
are?
right,
in
they
the full
don't
commercial
exist
right here.
anymore.
Bringing it back.
With Tate's sexy saxophone. in the background music.
Yes.
But that being said, like, besides academics, the only thing I really did. So, me in high school, I didn't really belong to any one clique either. I was friends with like some like theater kids, some band kids, some emo scene kids because for a big chunk of like my middle high school years, it was definitely like that kind of look, like that emo scene with the heavy side bang and the studded belts and the band shirts and the ripped skinny jeans. Like that was me.
Did you
As
get the poof?
I had the poof during my junior year. Yes.
What's the poof?
Oof.
The hair,
The
like
The hair, the little hair
hair.
poof on the top. Okay, yeah.
yeah. Although when I got it cut that way, the guy who cut my hair is like, your hair's too wavy for the poof unless you straighten it every day. Otherwise, you're gonna look like a mushroom. That's what he told me. He's like, you would have to straighten
Oh,
every day and put product, otherwise you're gonna be a mushroom head. I said, do it. Do it
Do it.
anyway. I need the look.
I need it.
But like, so I liked that style, but I wasn't that persona, if that makes sense. Like, I was very much an approachable, like, social person. Not saying that people like that aren't, but I just didn't have like the core personality of like the scene emo kid besides like the look and the music taste. Um because then at the same time I was a big art kid. So every year I was in school K through 12, I always was in an art class. Every year in high school I always picked it as an elective, sometimes two electives. I always had an art class. As surprising as that sounds for those who do know me, because I kind of lost that artistic value with, becoming a crusty old adult. But when I wasn't, I loved art. I also did musical theater, not musical theater, excuse me. Sorry, I did show choir, as if that sounds any better. I did show choir
Show
for a few years. So I liked doing that. I liked singing and performing, which is weird because like I'm like, am I even talking about myself? This doesn't sound like me at all to think about. But I think that's what's cool about high school is that because you get to pick electives, you get to kind of pick and choose like areas that you like, and that kind of lets you figure out, what you like to do for later on. So I like that kind of stuff. But yeah, I kind of just I vibed. I was, you know, friends with, yeah, I knew a lot of people, talked to a lot of people, but I was like only close friends with like a certain group. The only outside activity I did was besides show choir was I was a officer of anime club. So
oh no.
my anime yeah.
Oh, here
Um
we go. All
my
right, here's the
friend
rabbit hole we're going down.
my friend, a group of my friends started anime club, and they asked me to be like an officer in it, so I was the treasurer. So I was in charge of all the money. We had like a little like store where we sold like Pocky and Ramune and all these like Japanese snacks to go with the theme, and watched anime, for a couple hours after school. Um, funny
Did you
funny
launder any of the
story.
money?
What was it?
Did you launder any of the money?
No, looking back on it, I should have, because there was a Taco Bell right down the street. So, like, what
Damn.
would they miss $1, for me to go get like a cheesy bean and rice burrito? Probably not.
How many
Um,
club body pillows were bought?
so no body pillows, but I will tell you this. This is a funny story, which is a pretty like telltale sign of high school clubs. Is when you go to a club in school, in a high school setting, you know how like day one of club is like orientation, where there's usually like club rules and you have to like sign it and whatever and abide by the club rules, otherwise you get kicked out. So to tell you what kind of clientele we had in this club is that one of the club agreements is so to preface this, I went to high school in Florida. Okay, Florida's hot. All right. Um, it's hot. So one of the club quote unquote rules was that everyone, you have to wear deodorant when you go to club. Um,
Oh.
um, so not saying anyone was dirty, but we just got a lot of bodies in a hot Florida, close knit room, and there's that stereotype of sometimes people don't wear deodorant, so we
Wait,
had to make sure.
is it like that much of a stereotype? Because like I have been to one con, and the fact that those signs are needed,
Yes,
my
yes,
God,
Yeah.
the fact that
yes.
like you have to remind people of basic personal hygiene to be in close quarters.
Yeah. So that's one thing. I mean, out of all, there's tons of stories you can tell about high school years because they're just so chaotic. But I love that thinking about that one is that you had to sign a contract to be like, yes, I will wear deodorant to club. So, that's Florida for you. But what about you guys? Do you guys have any like funny memories or stories from high school?
Yes.
Oh
So
Yes.
I think one of my favorites is so I went to high school with a lot of the guys actually in our Discord, but two of them are in this story. We were in study hall, so like our class was at least like 700 plus people, and so we had two lunches. You had it was just first lunch or second lunch, but if you had first lunch, like while the other lunch was going on, the people who had the other lunch would have study hall. So during that study hall, me and Phil, we had a study hall teacher. Her name was Miss Foster, and we sat right next to the door, so and she didn't really pay attention. She was mean. She was so mean. You could not talk. You couldn't do anything except work on your homework in that class, which makes sense, study hall, whatever. But we wanted to talk, like we were with our friends. So it was me, Robbie, and Phil. We were all sitting at a table. Well, since we sat right next to the door, me and Phil, one day we just left. Like we were able to just get up and leave. Like we just walked out, and she didn't notice. But Robbie, on the other hand, was a little scared. I think he wanted to go, but for some reason he didn't when we went. So his way of like getting out to meet with us was like drop a pencil near the door. And as soon as he stood up, Miss Foster was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he was like, I just dropped my pencil. I was going to go out. And she was like, "No, sit your ass down." And so Robbie had to spend the rest of class just like just sitting there while me and Phil just dicked around the rest of class. It was fantastic. I just remember I have so many things I could talk about, but that was by far my favorite.
I love
And
that.
she
I gotta say, for me, it was kind of just being like a troll, doing whatever I wanted, and I got good grades, so the teachers kind of gave me a little bit of slack. Like there was this, it wasn't like a music appreciation class, but it was it was in the band room, and the teacher would take attendance and then go into his office, and we could just play music and stuff. And at the time, I was like getting into drums, so I could play, and there was a set there, and that's all I wanted to do is just play that drum set. And people told me that was very intimidating because whenever it was not open, I would just sit there spinning a stick with like a scowl on my face or something. And then sometimes I would just leave the classroom and just walk the halls, and I would get caught, and I'd be like, okay, I guess I'll go back. But my favorite thing was in German class. The, bless the teacher, she was amazing, but she was like, I guess gullible a little bit. Like she had these set stories, and we learned the stories, and we would have her tell us like every day to kill class time. We would have her like say these same freaking stories.
Yes.
But we also had stuff where we would just go up and sharpen our pencils for like a long time. And I was bored, so I went up with a pen, and I was sharpening a pen for like 4 or 5 minutes before
No.
before she was like, "What are you doing?" I was
You did the
like,
same kind of shit.
"Oh," I was like, "Oh, this isn't a pencil," and I just went back to my
Oh
desk.
my
Or
god.
like when I did calculus, like AP calculus, um the like we got graphing calculus. I got the TI-9 titanium, so this thing was a
Ooh.
beast.
Ooh.
And so everyone put Pokemon Red on it and could play it. So I'm sitting in, get this, German class with a calculator on my desk. I'm playing Pokemon. My teacher looks at me, goes, Ben, put that gaming device away. I was like, it's a calculator. And she goes, oh, okay, then it's fine. I was like, why should I even have a calculator out during German class?
You were
And
so
Man!
ready. You were just waiting for her to ask. You're like,
Yeah.
I can't wait to tell her it's a calculator.
yeah, I was like, oh, it's just a calculator. And I showed her, but she didn't look at the screen because I had Pokemon up. Yeah, she didn't question it. So bless her soul. It was wonderful times in German. Oh, a quick thing. The last level of German, we got a new teacher, and she was way more hardcore. Like the old teacher would like baby us. This teacher comes in like week 2. Like we're all dumbasses. We don't know anything. She's like, "Oh, we're gonna read a book," and like the most we had done is worksheets and stuff. And she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna read a whole book together." And it was a mystery. And right off the bat, everyone is like, "Oh, it's the assistant. Oh, it's the assistant. He's the murderer and stuff." And then we all lost our shit when it turned out to be true. And we went off of nothing. We guessed it on like page 2.
That's amazing.
Oh, good times. Tate, what about yourself?
So engineering class was the only class that we actually had like a dedicated computer that we all sat behind. So we actually figured out a way to get the original Halo on there. So uh so yeah, so basically the teacher would be up there at the front just trying to teach us engineering shit, and we would be like laughing and like mean staring towards each other as we like just completely obliterated each other. No.
It's like, hey, what's the force diagram of this?
It was funny because he finally caught on, and like he would like point to like specific people to like ask a question, and he would obviously not get a fucking response whatsoever, as as everyone's just playing Halo, and he'd be like, "Are you guys turn off the fucking game?" And we got all like very, very good at like alt F4ing and like completely wiping the game. So he would like march over and we would just like close the game and be like, "Oh, this is we're just listening along."
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Abby? Any dumb or interesting high school stories?
Well, I had my my anime club, sweaty anime club people.
All right.
Quick segue though to answer our questions from earlier. Education Connection does still exist. I looked it up.
Hell yeah.
You can still get connected for free.
Right on.
With Education Connection.
Thank God.
So
I don't even know what that is.
You get connected.
It's just yeah, you get connected for free. What do you mean?
Yeah, like that's all you need to know.
Thanks. All right, never mind. I'm good.
It's just a way to go to school online, and it's literally just a site, like a tool to help you find like colleges or courses to take online and stuff. It's just a free tool for that. So
Sponsor us, Education Connection.
yeah.
Whoa.
Well,
You're not cheating on Ocean Spray.
We can have multiple.
Yeah.
No,
You know
Like,
what?
it's another juice.
When you decide what you want to do with your life, or you need help deciding, you sit down with a tall glass of Ocean Spray and click on Education Connection, and you get your future started right.
Damn.
You had me at Ocean Spray.
Say no more.
Just sounds
man.
like the life.
So speaking of getting connected,
Yes.
you can find us at our Twitter at onewiththeboys1 and our email at owtbpodcast@gmail.com. And also, I'm excited to announce our YouTube is finally up. We have a YouTube. It is One with the Boys. Clean and simple. That's it. One with the
That's
Boys.
it. There's nothing more. There's no like
That's it.
90210.
No.
Do you need more?
One with the Boys, all one word.
Would you like to know more?
Yeah.
We will have all of our episodes, as you see on Spotify, on YouTube as well. Yeah, we're excited. Pretty soon we'll have maybe a Facebook and Instagram along with our Twitter. So Tune in next episode.
We
Maybe-
also got to work on an application type thing though. Tweet at us.
Yeah.
Yo,
I mean,
tweet at
tweet
us
at us.
ideas.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to give the people what they want.
Tell us what you want.
And if your idea is chosen, you will get a MP3 file of Tate's sexy saxophone playing,
Yes.
personally
Don't
delivered.
promise them that.
Personally delivered with ass pics.
I'm
It
not a
has been
regular.
made.
I'm not a regular person on the show, so I can't promise you anything.
It's a blood
Literally,
pact.
whatever I say means nothing.
No, Abby, please. You're our guest. Anything you say will be done.
Okay,
Honorary
great.
member.
Go on
Can
Twitter,
and
and
will
if you
be
want me to
used
come
on-
back, tweet Miss Abby number
Ooh.
1
Miss Abby number 1.
on
Miss Abby
Twitter
number
or the email.
At one with the
Miss
Abby.
number 1. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
At one with the boys and girls.
We'll see you guys on our next episode. Thanks for listening.
Have a good one.
Peace out.
Get you baited.
Did you say you baited, Abby?
I love some dude just going,